Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to launch a successful book blog. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if this video or any other video on the channel helps you out. So basically what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you exactly what a book blog is. I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to show you how to pick a niche and why you should niche down. Those two things are very important to your success early on. Then you're going to pick web hosting or pick a platform and get a domain name for free. You can get those things with the first link in the description. I'll show you how to set up your WordPress blog step by step within 4 minutes, so you won't want to miss that. After that, we are going to install WordPress, or that's the content management software that we're going to use to make our blog writing much easier. We are going to then install a WordPress theme, and then important changes that you absolutely have to make when getting started with your first website. If you don't make these changes, you are going to run into some problems. After that, we are going to start writing. I'm going to show you the who, what, when, where, why, how method to writing. After that, we are going to talk about some ways to make money, why you should share your content on social media early on, and then about how many blog posts you should write before you start looking for measuring your successes and failures. So be sure to check out the links in the description. I have 3 important links that will help you build your website much faster, so definitely check those out. So the first things first, what is a book review blog? Now, a book review blog is just simply you're going to create content on different books. Now, the cool thing is you can create content on tons of different niches. As you can see, this website, birdiesbooktopia.com, this is an example of a book review blog. They have taken a segment, a genre of the book market, and they're simply creating content, answering questions, really addressing some issues that customers may have when they're looking for a book, or at least thoughts on a book. And you can do this too. Now, I recommend when you first get started, I recommend that you niche down. And the reason being is your website's going to be very small and it's going to be hard to compete for some competitive books. Now, when I mean competitive books, these are going to be like major releases. These are going to be releases where everybody's creating content. What I recommend that you do is you find a genre and then niche down. You can see this person here, birdiesbooktopia.com. They have actually done what I'm telling you to do, and that's niche down. They're creating content on fantasy, thriller, and then contemporary books. Now, what I would look for is I would look for books that are off the beaten path, books that are probably going to get small to medium size interest in traffic. That's going to help you build your website faster. And to do that, I would probably use something like Amazon, Barnes & Nobles to go out and find different books. And then you could simply just Google book releases and you can work with different publishing companies, and they'll probably, depending on how consistent you are, they might even supply you with a copy of the book so that you can make an accurate comparison, because it's really going to help them out. The more people that are talking about the book, the more people that may buy the book. So one tip is to reach out to different publishing houses and see if they're willing to work with you, if they'll supply you with some books. Just send them an email and say, hey, look, I started this book review blog and I really want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. Would it be possible for me to get a copy of the book, an advanced copy of your book, and I'll read it and do a review and I'll credit you, of course, and they might be willing to do it. The worst that they can say is no, and that's okay. So that is what I mean when I say pick a niche and then niche down. If you try and compete for the more competitive ones, you're going to struggle. You might strike gold, but most likely you're going to struggle. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to pick a platform and get a domain name. Now, I recommend if you're just getting started to use Bluehost. It's the first link in the description. It is a web hosting company that you are going to rent hard drive space from. So as I mentioned, web hosting allows you to rent hard drive space. So basically, web hosting allows you to rent hard drive space from a third party. They will store your website, and people can come to that website from around the world. And in order for people to reach that website, you need a domain name. Now, if you get started with Bluehost, you can get a domain name for free for the first year. After that, you'll pay, but it's going to be a good added benefit. So click that first link and you'll be able to get started with Bluehost and get that free domain name. Now, I'm actually going to walk you through the steps of setting up your WordPress website and some of the changes that you absolutely need to make within 4 minutes. So right now, we're going to go ahead and walk through those steps. When you click that link, you'll be taken to this website where you'll go ahead and click Get Started. What I recommend is to click the first one on the far left, the basic plan, if you're just getting started with a website. As you can see, there are a number of options, but click that, click Select, and then move on. Here, you're going to create a domain name. If you have one in mind, you can type it in here like you see that I do. what I recommend is try and find a domain name that's going to be related to your niche. Now, what I do is I type in a domain name that I know is already taken. When it's taken, you're going to get this error. What you can then do is go back and try different domains. Now, make sure, again, you want to pick one that's related to your niche. Click Next, and then you're going to see a green box that says that it's approved. The next step is simply to go through and enter in your contact information. Make sure that when you scroll down here, make sure that you leave all of the settings on. But again, enter in your contact information. The settings right here where it says domain privacy, leave all of this checked. If you don't leave it checked, you're going to get people reaching out to you, spamming you, emailing you, trying to get you to sign up for web hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up and then jump back to you once I sign on and move to the next step. All right, so I've signed up and I'm going to go ahead and set up my website initially. Just create a simple username and password, make sure it meets the requirements there, and then move on. Make sure that you write it down too. Write it down in a safe spot so that you have it and you remember it, because it can be a pain to go ahead and get everything back. You're going to have to enter in like some vital information, but just make sure that you write it down. It's really easy and really simple. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that this part is not sped up at all. This is actual real time, and you can see that you'll go from absolutely nothing to a complete website in less than probably 10 minutes. And once you click submit, you're going to move on to the next step where you get to log in. Here is where you're actually going to start creating your WordPress website. Now, the great thing is Bluehost really does everything for you, and it's really simple. So again, I'm not speeding this up at all, and I want you to see what it really takes to create a website. Bluehost is going to do a little bit of work in the background for you, and we're just going to actually click on skip this step. This first one I clicked on start a blog, but for the next step, just click skip, because we know what we're doing, and I'm actually going to tell you what to do so that we can get up and running. Click get started right here on the left hand side, and then move on. Just click skip here and click skip here. And then just pick the first one on the far left. Make sure that you're picking a free theme, because they'll charge you. They have both free and premium themes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So right now, it's actually creating your WordPress website. In just a few moments, you're going to click on log in to WordPress on the right-hand side there. You'll see it in just a second. And then we can actually start looking at some basic configurations. All right, so we click log in, and now we actually have a WordPress website. What may need to happen is you may need to click refresh a few times to get it to work, but now we have our website, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in and delete a few plugins, because right now it has the coming soon. And so if someone tried to get to your website at this moment, it's going to say coming soon to them, even though we can see it. This is what your WordPress website looks like, but for everyone else outside of your network, it's going to say coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to plugins eventually, and we're going to delete some of the plugins that we don't need. Now, I talk a little bit about plugins later on, but plugins add additional features and functionality. We are going to deactivate the Bluehost as well as the other plugins that are already activated, and then we can go through and make the necessary changes, which I'll cover in just a moment. So we're going to deactivate them and then delete them. Now you want to make sure that you only have the plugins that you're using on your website. The more plugins you have, the slower your website's going to respond and function, and you're going to lose out on ranking. So make sure you have a lean setup, very few plugins, and then move on. As you can see right now, I'm just simply deleting some stuff that you don't need. If you want to, you could keep them, but obviously if you're just getting started, you don't need this other stuff. What's more important is the themes that we're going to talk about in just a moment, as well as getting writing. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those, deactivate them, and then we're actually going to start moving on to settings, which you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes that we absolutely have to make so that you can start getting traffic. The first thing that you want to do is you want to change your site title. Your site title is going to be the title of your website. You can make this basically your domain name. For example, my domain name is Web Hosting Rewind, and you can see that's my site title. And then the tagline is basically what your website's all about in a very succinct manner. As you can see here, mine says, get the latest news and info on all things web hosting. What you want to do is make sure that yours is relevant to your niche. For example, if you are creating content about makeup, you can say, come here for the latest tips and tricks for all things makeup. Next, you want to make sure that your WordPress address is HTTPS and not HTTP. Make sure your site address is HTTPS as well. And then the administration email should automatically be set. Uncheck the membership so that anyone can register. Make sure that this is unchecked. If we scroll down here, you want to change your time zone to your time zone. There are all sorts of them here. Next, you want to make sure that you have your date format set to the way you want, and then go ahead and click save. If we go down to writing, there isn't anything in writing that we need to change. After that, we're going to go to reading. In reading, very important, you want to make sure that your homepage displays to your latest post. That's the first thing. And the second one is you want to make sure that your search engine visibility is unchecked. Do not check this. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. You do not want this, because if this is checked, people aren't going to be able to find your website, and everything that we do after this is going to be a waste. So go ahead and click save. This should be unchecked. Next, if we go down to discussion, there really isn't anything that we need to change here. Media, we can leave this as is, and then permalinks is going to be really important. Right now, your permalinks are set to plain. You want to change it to post name. This is done for search engine optimization. What's going to happen is when we create a new blog post, we are going to make it so that it's search engine optimized. We're going to use the keyword in our title, and that keyword is going to show up right here as well. And this is called search engine optimization. Make sure that it's set to post name, and then go ahead and click save. And really, that's everything that you need to do to make sure that you start getting traffic. All right, so at this point, we have installed WordPress. We've installed a WordPress theme. We've made the important changes, but what I recommend that you do is go out and find a premium WordPress theme. Now, the cool thing with WordPress themes, it changes the look and feel of your website. And right now, we have a very basic theme on our website. It has very basic features and functionality. If we jump over to birdiesbooktopia.com, you can see this is a WordPress theme. It changes the way that the website looks. It's engaging and it's inviting. Now, you can find free themes, but I recommend that you go out and get a premium theme if you are serious about your website. You can head over to themeforce.net. It is the second link in the description. You can click on that link and you'll be able to find premium WordPress themes. Now, you'll be able to find a WordPress theme anywhere from $10 to $100. If you want to do a little bit of researching, find one that works best for you. But what we can do is we can just type in book, and there are going to be all sorts of WordPress themes that are regarded around book or article reviews. As you can see, it says hotel booking, but there's some other ones out there as well. Another thing you could do is you could type in like review. They're going to be review WordPress themes. And as you can see, you can use one of these. What you will do is you're simply going to add this to your cart. You are going to purchase the WordPress theme that you feel comfortable with. And when you purchase it, you're going to download it to your computer. After you download to your computer, it's going to be a zip drive or a zip folder. You are going to unpack that zip folder, and there will be a second zip folder. And that's what we're going to use to change our website and install the theme. And let me show you how to do that real quick. It's actually really easy. And to do that, we are going to go to the back office of our website. So here I am in the back office of my WordPress website. We are going to go down to Appearance. We're going to go to Themes. When we go to Themes, we're going to click on Add New Theme, and then we are going to click on Upload Theme. You can drag and drop that theme you just downloaded to your computer, that second zip folder. You can drag and drop it right here, or you can click on Choose File, find it, and then upload it. Once you upload it, you are going to click on Activate, and once you click on Activate, you're going to have a brand new looking website. The next thing that we want to do is we just want to go in and we want to start writing. And to start writing, we're going to go to Posts, and we're going to click on All Posts. Next, we are going to click on Add New. And then, in order to get started, you want to title your post the name of the book review based on your keyword research. So if we go over to Birdie's book blog, Birdie's Bookatopia, I keep messing up, Birdie's Booktopia, what we can do, let's see, let's use this one as an example. She's gone out and found that people are looking for the most anticipated releases of 2021. And so what she's done is so let's look at birdiesbooktopia.com. What she's done is she's gone out and found that people are wanting reviews about different books. And so let's click on this one, for example. And what she's done, it says review Trouble Girls, Julia Lynn Rubin. She's found that through her keyword research that people are actually typing this in. And so what we would do is we're simply, let's say this is our keyword. We're simply going to copy this. Well, obviously you want to go out and do your own research. We're going to copy that. go over to our post, and we are going to paste this in, and this would be the title of our blog post. And the reason why we want it like this is we want to optimize for search engines. We want to get discovered organically in search engines. And when we put our title here, when we click submit and publish our post, this is actually going to show up at the end of our website. For example, earlier, a few minutes ago, I had you change the blog post from plain to post name. Web page or blog post is going to be called webhostingrewind.com/review Trouble Girls Julia Lynn Rubin. And we need it that way so that we can get discovered organically. And so what we're going to do is we're simply going to just write our blog post. Now, the most common question that I get is, how do I start writing, and what do I write? And in my experience, I found success when I take 10 minutes in brainstorming and I just do who, what, when, where, why, and how. And so what I'll do, either on a Google Doc or even a piece of paper, I'll do who, what, when, where, why, how, and I'll just take 10 minutes and I'll try and answer questions based on my keyword for each of these. So who is Julia Lynn Rubin? Maybe that's going to be important for people that just don't know. What is this book about? That's going to be an obvious question. Or, what is Troubled Girls about? What experience? When did Julia Lynn Rubin write her first book? Where is Troubled Girls? When does this take place? So it's important that when you're in the brainstorming session, just write down everything. Even if it feels bad, even if it's not a good question, write down everything, because when you do that, it's actually going to help flesh out your blog post. So, for example, I just said a couple minutes ago, who is Julia Rubin? So we say, who is Julia Lynn Rubin? And what we're going to do is, once we have taken 10 minutes to brainstorm, we're going to turn this question into an H2. And when we turn it into an H2, this is going to be a heading, and we are simply going to write paragraphs answering this question. And the reason why I do it this way is because people will ask, how long should a blog post be? And the answer is, it really all depends on what your competitors are doing. It should only be as long as it needs to be. I know that's kind of a convoluted answer, but at the end of the day, if it only takes 1,000 words to answer a question, you don't need to spend 4,000 words on it. And this will actually help you, keep you on track and keep you focused when it comes to writing. So make sure your blog post is only as long as it needs to be. When you're asking who, what, when, where, why, how, usually that'll keep you on track. But once you're done, you're going to go ahead and click publish, and then you're going to have a new blog post. So let's jump back over to our slide deck here. And the next thing we want to look at is how to make money. Now, there are a number of ways to make money with your website. If we go back over to Birdie's Booktopia, let's see, one of the easiest ways to make money is simply to have paid ads on the site. Now, it doesn't look like she's running paid ads, but you can work with a website like Google AdSense and place ads right on your website. So we go to Google AdSense. It is obviously an ad network managed and ran by Google. Now, when you get started with Google AdSense, you are going to get pennies on the dollar. You're not going to make a bunch of money when you first get started, but it's nice to see some money trickling in. It's proof of concept. What you will want to do is, once you start getting 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000 page views per month, start looking at other ad networks or ad agencies out there. For example, Media.net, AdThrive, Azoic. These are all premium or next tier ad companies that will pay you a little bit more for having the same content. So one of the first ways is simply with AdSense. The next way is with affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing is simply recommending or selling other people's products. And in this case, what you'd want to do is find affiliate programs that are related to the books that you review. One of the largest affiliate programs out there is Amazon Associates, and you could recommend books that you find or review over on Amazon. To get started with Amazon Associates, you just go to Amazon.com and look for Become an Affiliate. Now, I do have a step-by-step guide. It's the third link in the description, where you can learn affiliate marketing 100% for free. So definitely check that out if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing. You can also sell your own digital products, your own physical products. Maybe you have a step-by-step guide to show people how to write a book. Maybe that's something that you want to sell right on your website. You can do that as well. So those are the primary ways that you can make money with your website. The next step we want to take a look at is writing. How many blog post should I write before I decide if this is a success or failure? In my opinion, you should write at least 50 blog posts. Now, the reason why I say 50 is because it gives Google enough time. It actually gives yourself enough time to see if you're getting results. Now, your results are going to be, are people clicking? Am I being discovered organically? You want to make sure that you're writing on the right topics, you're covering the right topics, and that people are finding your website. And writing 50 blog posts is going to give you enough time to do that. Some people will quit after 10 and say it doesn't work, but I think 50 is probably a pretty good number. So what you'll want to do is write one blog post every day or every other day until you meet the 50. Check your analytics and then see if you're getting traction. So after that, let's talk about sharing on social media. The next thing you want to do, and this will actually help speed up your process of getting discovered by people that are interested in your book reviews and by Google itself, is by going out and sharing on social media. You can share your new website on different subreddits that are relevant, Facebook groups. You can even start your own Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. You can share it really anywhere, and your goal will be to get people back to your website. I recommend that in the very beginning, share your links everywhere. Now realize that your friends and family probably won't be the people that click on your links, but other people that you've never met before will be clicking on your links and reading and giving you some feedback. And then, as I mentioned, 50 blog posts, and then make sure you check out those 3 links in the description. The first link is to get started with Bluehost and web hosting. The second link is to get your premium WordPress theme through ThemeForest. The third link is to learn affiliate marketing for free. So if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you're notified when I upload my next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.